Many people take diabetes medication or are told they need to start, or are worried about whether they should, but there's something most people never realize. Changing the medication is not what changes the outcome. Medication has a role, but there are things medication can never do for you. And unless those things change first, the dose goes up, the blood sugar goes up and down like a roller coaster. The fatigue gets worse, and the body starts to break down quietly. So here's the message for today before you adjust pills. Please adjust these habits first. This is the real game changer. Inside your body right now, there's a competition going on that you can't see. Sugar is moving through your blood. Your cells are trying to use it. Your organs are trying to store it or burn it. And whatever doesn't get used gets stored as fat or irritates the blood vessels. Blood sugar is never just about food. It is the final summary of your lifestyle, your meals, sleep quality, stress, muscle mass, activity level, weight, and even your emotional patterns. People say diabetes happens because you're getting older, but that's only part of the story. Aging slows organs down, yes, but aging also means less movement, more stress, faster eating, less sleep, more convenience food, more processed carbs, and more sugar disguised as snacks. The environment changed and the blood sugar followed. The scary part about diabetes is how silent it is. It doesn't hit overnight. It collects quietly. But once it hits, it's hard to undo. It affects the eyes, kidneys, nerves, blood vessels, the heart, the brain, even how you walk and how you feel temperature in your feet. People love talking about living to 100 as if it's some kind of dream. But ask anyone in their 70s or 80s what they actually want. Most don't say live longer. They say I want to walk on my own, eat what I want, see clearly, and not rely on others. Living longer without health is not a blessing. It's a long punishment. And that's why blood sugar is not just about numbers. It is about the quality of the rest of your life. To change blood sugar, you must first learn how to read it. Most people only focus on whether the number is high or low. That's too primitive. Fasting blood sugar tells you how well your body can use stored sugar. If fasting numbers are high, it means sugar is sitting in storage, but your cells can't access it. That means something is wrong with the key, what people call resistance. Post-meal blood sugar tells you how well your body handles new sugar coming in. That's workload. If sugar spikes after meals and stays high, the organs are overwhelmed. Reading both fasting and post-meal numbers together tells you if your body is tired or coping, and whether the slowdown is coming from storage, usage, or processing. And here's something surprising: stress raises blood sugar too. When you feel threatened, your body releases sugar for energy. That means you can eat less but still spike if you're stressed. Sleep affects sugar too. Sleep is repair time. Without repair, the machine breaks the next day. Muscles matter too. Muscles are storage tanks for sugar. Less muscle means less storage. After your 40s, muscle drops fast. Most people also sit more, move less, and avoid stairs. So the blood sugar has nowhere to go. So already we know blood sugar is not just a food problem, it's a life pattern problem. But now let's talk about food. Because the way most people respond to diabetes is just, I need to eat less. Not wrong, but not enough. There are 5 eating habits that absolutely destroy blood sugar. Fast eating, overeating, binge eating, constant snacking, and late-night eating. Modern life encourages all 5. Lunch breaks are short, so people inhale food. After work, they're starving, so they overeat. On weekends, they binge. Under stress, they snack. At night, they eat because it's the only time they can relax. Then they say, I'll make up for it tomorrow and skip breakfast or cut portions, which only makes the next spike bigger. It's not just how much you eat, it's how fast, how often, and in what order. This is where a massive trick comes in. The order in which you eat the same food can change your blood sugar. Vegetables first, protein next, carbs last. When vegetables and protein go in first, they create a physical and metabolic buffer. Sugar enters more slowly. Insulin rises more gently. Organs get time to work. Hunger shuts off earlier. Cravings weaken. But if you start with carbs, rice, noodles, bread, pasta, your brain gets excited. Carbs trigger appetite. That's why it's so easy to overeat carbs. And don't forget speed. Koreans, Japanese, Americans, many modern cultures eat too fast. Fast eating is metabolic disaster. It gives no time for fullness signals to reach the brain. So the body keeps eating long after enough calories are consumed. Sugar dumps into the bloodstream before insulin is ready. And here's another twist: long fasting can cause rebound spikes. If you don't eat for too long, The body dumps stored sugar when you finally eat, and the post-meal spike goes even higher. So regular eating patterns matter too. Now let's talk fruit. Fruit is one of the most misunderstood foods for people with blood sugar issues. Fruit is not the enemy. The problem is how, when, and what kind of fruit. There's a difference between GI, how fast it raises, sugar, and GL, how much it raises sugar. Some fruits are high GI but low GL because they're mostly water. Others are low GI but high GL because you eat more of them. And then there's dried fruit and fruit juice. Dried fruit is a sugar density bomb. Juice is even worse. Juice eliminates fiber, concentrates sugar, bypasses chewing, and hits the bloodstream like an injection. It doesn't get eaten, it gets uploaded. Meanwhile, berries, tomatoes, plums, strawberries, and apples with skin behave differently. They come with fiber and pigment and antioxidants. They don't spike the same way. And here's the most important trick: fruit should not be dessert. Dessert means after you're full. That's the worst time for sugar. The best way is to eat fruit alone, or as a small pre-meal when you're slightly hungry, not after a big meal. Now let's bring in the secret weapon: beans. Beans are ridiculously underrated. They contain fiber, protein, lecithin, prebiotics, and things that slow sugar absorption. People who eat beans consistently age differently. Fermented beans are even better because they interact with gut microbes, the tiny workers inside your intestines that turn food into something useful. Vinegar beans are special too. Vinegar slows carb digestion. Beans slow sugar absorption. Together they smooth out blood sugar peaks. This eliminates sugar, shocks the sudden chemical punch that damages organs over time. Which brings us to a bigger topic: gut microbes. The longest living populations in the world aren't magical. They simply keep eating what their bodies evolved to handle traditional food. Gut microbes are like personal chefs. Koreans have Korean food bacteria. Japanese have Japanese food bacteria. Italians have Italian food bacteria. But modern life flipped everything. The personal chefs stayed, but the ingredient list turned into fast food, ultra-processed snacks, refined carbs, and seed oils. When the chefs don't recognize the ingredients, the body struggles to process them. That struggle shows up as inflammation, bloating, fatigue, sugar spikes, and in time disease. Stress also needs to be mentioned again because stress is sugar. When people say I stress eat, what they mean is I self-medicate with carbs. Sugar, bread, pizza, ramen, cookies, chocolate, they all numb stress temporarily. But the bill arrives afterward in the form of inflammation and fatigue. Then there's sleep. Poor sleep raises blood sugar, increases appetite, and makes cravings stronger. You wake up already behind. Then there's muscle. Muscles are sugar warehouses. More muscle equals more storage, equals lower spikes. Less muscle equals immediate spikes. That's why diabetes looks different in older adults. They don't spike because they ate badly. They spike because they lost storage capacity. Weight is the final layer. Weight is the shadow of blood sugar. Sugar turns to fat. Fat increases resistance. Resistance increases insulin. Insulin increases fat. That's the loop. And here's where everything comes together. Diabetes is not a disease you fight with pills. It's a condition you redirect with lifestyle architecture. Pills are tools. Habits are systems. Tools only work on top of systems. And there's one more truth. Just because everyone has diabetes doesn't mean it's harmless. The world is normalizing dysfunction. People say everyone has it, so it's fine. But the body does not negotiate. It collects invoices and presents them later. But here's the good news: change is not as hard as people think. Changing one thing changes others automatically. Change the order of eating, appetite changes. Appetite changes, portion size drops. Portion size drops, weight drops. Weight drops, resistance drops. Resistance drops, sugar stabilizes. Sugar stabilizes, fatigue drops. Fatigue drops, movement increases. Movement increases, muscle returns. Muscle returns, sugars stabilize even more. That is a positive loop. Pills come after. Please, before you adjust medication, adjust this first. When the body system changes, the body responds. Not just the numbers, but the person behind the numbers.